Rebecca, we've been talking about some different things, and there's a technique that I teach a lot of different people that can be useful for managing stress. It can be useful for dealing with worry or anxiety or a whole variety of things. And this particular technique is one that it combines sort of modern psychotherapy related process and also ancient Chinese medicine. So I don't teach this to everybody, but it's something that when people talk about things like that person has good energy, it tells me that maybe you're open to some different kinds of tools. It doesn't work for everybody. Okay. It could be really helpful for you. So what I want to do first is I'll tell you a little bit give you some foundation, and then I'll show you what we're going to do is actually tap on different points on the body. So this is an acupressure-based technique. Okay. Have you heard of acupuncture? You've heard of it?
Yeah.
All right, so acupuncture is the needles. We're not doing needles.
Right.
Acupressure is actually tapping on the same kinds of spots, but this particular one has a certain number of places on the body, and it's really easy. It looks a little awkward, I'll tell you that, because it's not something that most people do.
Okay, that's fine.
So this technique, the foundation of it says that the body's made of energy. Mm-hmm. Our modern science is sort of just now putting that out. The Chinese discovered that probably about 5,000 years ago. And not only is the body made of energy, but a foundational statement that that this is derived from is that the source of all dis-ease, including emotional and physical and psychological, is a disruption of the body's energy system. Not just our thoughts, not our feelings, but it's the energy that's disrupted, and if we get the energy back into alignment, then that changes our perspective, our thoughts, as well as our feelings. So, what we'll do is I'm going to ask you to just do a summary of what's been going on, and then I'll show you how to use the technique. Before you do that, what I'm going to do is actually show you the points, just so that you're not they're totally out there. Okay.
Okay.
The first one is at the top of the head.
Okay.
So you can tap with me if you want. Yeah. And you can use for that one I use several fingers, but you could just use one or two fingers. That's fine. The next one, are you right or left-handed?
Right.
So the next one is actually this eyebrow point. So yeah, right at the edge of your eyebrow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That point right there.
Okay.
The next one is on the side of the eye, on the bone. Yep.
Okay.
Right there. The next one is under the eye. Yep.
I like the sinuses.
Kinda.
Great. My eyes gonna start running.
Probably. It'll be so on the bone. And just under the nose.
Okay.
Yep. That's the next one. Just a few more after this. So this is called the above the chin or below the lip. Mm-hmm. There's another one here that's called the collarbone point, and it's actually a specific place that if you follow that U shape and then go one side or the other, you'll feel an indentation just under your collarbone. It might be even tender.
Okay, yeah.
You feel that? Yeah. So what I find is if I make a C with my fingers, I can hit both of those points.
Okay, yeah.
Got it? Okay. The next one, this is the most awkward one, is under the arm. And people will cross over, and it's about 4 inches below your armpit. So if you use 3 fingers, you'll be sure to hit it. And sometimes it's really tender too.
Yeah.
Okay. So some people do that. I often just do this because it's really easy. But if I work, like the funky chicken.
Okay.
So those are the major points. Okay. there's another one that we'll actually start with. It's called a karate chop point, and that's right there. It's on that fleshy part. And what we'll be doing is actually creating a setup statement that will be a statement of whatever's going on, along with an affirmation. And we'll say that at that point. So this is a completely different kind of system than most people use. And like I said, it works for a lot of people. It doesn't work for everybody. And some people just find it a little too awkward. So could you summarize then what's going on, and we'll distill it down into a statement?
Okay. My boyfriend's on deployment, and probably within the past few weeks, the two of us have just been having some communication issues. And we haven't been dating, or didn't date that long prior to him leaving. But when he left, things, I think, went from 0 to 60 very quickly with his emotions. And I think I got caught up with it very quickly with the Prince Charming type of aspect. And over the weekend, I think the rug got pulled out from underneath of me, and reality hit. And it became that sense of everything's moving way too fast, and I kind of want to put the brakes on for a little bit and just back up. I don't know him that well. We don't know each other at all. I mean, we didn't get to know each other before he left, and all of a sudden everything's, going from 0 to 60. And yeah, I spoke to my father about it, and my father put it in the sense of he just wants somebody to come home to. And that kind of was thinks that it's not really what you want to hear. When is he just saying everything to say it? So I do stay for another, and he doesn't get home for another 7-8 months. So
when you talk about this, I'm hearing some scared.
Yeah.
And sad.
Yeah. It's the reality of, I don't know what's going to happen. The sense of, I do care about him, and I'm sad the fact that he's gone, and I want him to be here. It's that fact of it's not a tangible relationship. Everything's done through the computer, and there's the sense of I can provide him with certain things that he can't provide me back with. But there's still that expectation of I have to give him those things, but I can't have those things back. Like I can send him pictures, he can't send me anything until he ports, but it's that you have to send them to me because I have to see you, but I'm sitting there like I don't get emails from you, I don't get but at the same time I sit there and I'm like, I understand that you're busy. I make excuses for it, but at the same time, it's like I get it.
This has lots of different pieces to it.
Yeah.
And if you could then maybe let's zero in on the most intense of the different pieces. So what's the most intense of the different pieces?
Probably the communication point.
What you just said.
Yeah.
That. There's something about reciprocity, and expectation and burden.
Yeah, there's a huge expectation of me to, send him the care packages, send him emails, send him pictures, reach out to him, reach out to his family, do all this stuff, but there's nothing back.
Yeah.
There is to a degree, but when he first left, he was emailing me back pretty quickly all the time. He was talking to me much more often. And I do understand when they get to a certain point, and with everything that's going on in the news right now, that he is busier.
Yeah.
But there has been there's just a feeling I've gotten where there's a shift.
Yeah, there's this. So there is really big expectations. That's that 60, gone to 0 to 60 in a pretty short amount of time. So you're carrying this burden of a big expectation.
Yeah.
And if you had to rate the intensity of this from 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense that it could be, in your body do you feel this?
My heart.
And if it had a color, what color is it?
Probably blue.
Okay. Just checking. So what we're going to do is actually talk back through this, except we're going to tap while we're talking.
Okay.
Okay? And I showed you the points, and I'll show them you again if there's any confusion. But the easiest right now is for you to say what I say and do what I do.
Okay.
And I've shown you the points, so I'm not going to tap on any more than what we've done. We'll start at this karate chop point, and we'll start saying, even though I have this communication problem with my boyfriend. So you can say that.
Even though I have this communication problem with my boyfriend.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
Now, the next piece is some people have a hard time with. I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
That works for you, okay?
Yeah.
Right. It has this technique has a structure to it, so
Okay.
that's a part of the
That's fine.
structure. So even though I have this 8 communication problem with my boyfriend,
Even though I have this 8 communication problem with my boyfriend.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Yeah. One more time. Even though I have this communication problem,
Even though I have this communication problem.
it's an intense 8.
It's an intense 8.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
So top of the head. I have to send emails,
I have to send emails.
and I don't get them back quickly.
I don't get them back quickly.
Eyebrow point. This communication issue
This communication issue.
with my boyfriend.
With my boyfriend.
Side of the eye. I didn't think I would have all these expectations.
I didn't think I'd have all these expectations.
A lot of expectations.
A lot of expectations.
I'm having to do a lot,
I'm having to do a lot.
and I don't think I'm getting as much in return.
Don't think I'm getting as much in return.
Collarbone point.
Oh. You're going fine.
I'm trying to coach you through it and then
You're
forget
fine.
something. This communication problem.
This communication problem. Okay.
I don't know what to do about it.
I don't know what to do about it.
It's really confusing.
It's really confusing.
I'm so confused.
I'm so confused.
Side of the eye. And I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
Under the eye. This is a communication problem.
This is a communication problem.
Really nice. I can feel it in my heart.
I can feel it in my heart.
This 8 communication problem I feel in my heart.
This 8 communication problem I feel in my heart.
I don't know what to do about it.
I don't know what to do about it.
And I've been doing everything I think I can.
I've been doing everything I think I can.
Top of the head. This 8 communication problem.
This 8 communication problem.
Let's just stop and take a deep breath. And tune in again to your heart and to the communication problem. And I'll scale from 0 to 10. What's the intensity?
Still an 8.
It's still an 8. What's making it an 8?
Because there's literally nothing that I really think I can do about it.
So, what's making it an 8 is there's nothing I can do about it. I don't.
Well, I think the reason I feel that way is because even when I talk to him about it,
Yeah.
he dismisses a lot of it.
Okay. Ready? There's nothing I can do about this.
There's nothing I can do about
He
it.
dismisses me.
He dismisses me.
And even though there's nothing I can do,
There's nothing I can do.
I love and accept myself.
I love
anyway.
and accept myself anyway.
Yeah. There's nothing I can do about this.
There's nothing I can do.
I feel so blocked
I feel so blocked.
and dismissed.
And dismissed.
And I love and accept myself
I
anyway.
love and accept myself anyway.
Okay, top of the head. I've tried all kinds of things.
I've tried all kinds of things.
Eyebrow point, I've tried talking to him.
I've tried talking to him.
Side of the eye, he's dismissed me.
He's dismissed me.
And there's nothing I can do.
There's nothing I can do.
I can't break it off.
I can't break it off.
Who would do that at a distance?
Who would do that at a distance?
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I couldn't do that to him.
I couldn't do that to him.
Yeah, I couldn't do that to me.
You couldn't do that to me.
I would feel awful.
I would feel awful.
So no wonder I can't do
So
anything.
no wonder I can't do it.
There's a part of me that would like to break it off,
There's a part of me that would like to break it off.
except I can't say that.
Except I can't can't say that.
I can't say it to him.
Can't say that to him.
I couldn't even say it in here.
I couldn't even say it in here.
I'm so confused.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, let's stop. Take a deep breath. 0 to 10?
No. More like a 6 now.
Okay. So something shifted and went down to a 6.
Well, I think it's, my laughter wasn't at all, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Inappropriate. Because there are things that I have thought about, like breaking it off or something, or just saying, let's call off the title or something and just be friends and start back where we were when we left. But even when I talked to my dad was like, you can't do that to him. And I was kind of like, okay, and I'm not even really considering that to that extent. I mean, I've thought about it when he's talked about certain things, but it's not really truly, like, if I think about it hard enough, I don't think that's really it's not really what I want.
Okay.
But there's still that part of me where it's like, there's 7 months ahead.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm feeling this way, even in a month or 2 weeks, I don't know if it would last 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that aspect.
Yeah. So really this is, the intensity is around feeling stuck.
I think so, because it's feeling stuck, not necessarily in the situation. And I mean, I even told him it's not that I'm unhappy with him. I think it's just the situation. But it's the fact that, and I've told him many times, that you've dismissed me many times. And I think it's because of being in school for counseling. It's very easy to pick up on that stuff now, when before I wouldn't have picked up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been times when I told him my feelings and he's just totally not even acknowledged it. He's just like gone on to a whole different subject. And it's that type of stuff where it eventually gets old.
So there are you're just describing lots of different pieces to this. So it's no wonder that it has the intensity that it has. Mm-hmm. The technique that I've shown you is something that if we had more time, we would take each little piece and see what we can do to reduce the intensity around each little piece. It's not going to change the situation. It may change how you think about it. It may change how you feel about it, so that different solutions come to you. So we were able to shift it a little bit for you. And now it's kind of up to you whether this is something that you might want to try on your own or not. You saw that it did make some difference. What questions do you have about the technique?
I don't know if I have any questions, but I like the fact of saying it out loud. Like saying, I could never say that to him. It's almost like processing it out loud to myself. And I mean, it is, and it's more of just what I need to do, and just almost be in some ways like schizophrenic with myself, and just talk to myself out loud when I'm having concerns.
So sometimes what people, when they leave something like this, they'll say is, I don't know what to say. But you just nailed it. You just said, I just need to talk out loud to whatever's going on. That's exactly it. So here's what it could look like if you have an internal debate. I want to leave. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I couldn't do that to him. But I don't want to stay. I can't keep doing this, but I don't want to. So you could go back and forth, and then stop and just take a deep breath, and then notice where your thoughts and your feelings are then too. Okay. This is something that could take some persistence.
Okay.
But learning something new takes persistence to begin with. What's the likelihood that you would even want to try this on your own between this session and next?
I don't know if I would do I'd probably forget to do the hand gestures, but definitely talk to myself, even in the way of, I don't want to leave, but yet there's part of me that does.
Okay.
All that type of stuff, definitely.
Okay.
I just don't think I'm used to doing the hand
most
stuff.
most people aren't.
I just probably wouldn't remember.
And usually I have a cheat sheet that I can give, so if you want a cheat sheet, I'd give that to you. and that can help you with the points. There's also thousands, literally thousands of YouTube videos on this technique. It's called emotional freedom techniques, or EFT.
Okay.
So you could go online and tap along with somebody else, or just to remember the points if you wanted to. It's got some redundancies in it, so that if you skip a point, it's probably not going to make a huge amount of difference. But those are the main ones that are involved in it.
That's good.
Anything else that you noticed with this process as we?
It's made me a little bit calmer after talking with my dad.
Okay.
Because he was very gung-ho about, you know, everything with him, and it just, I think, rubbed everything up with me a little bit more. But I don't think he really heard my side of it out, so it helped me calm down a little bit.
And actually, there's the research. It's a pretty new technique. It's not new really, but it's a new technique from our standpoint. And some of the research says that what it does seem to do, what it actually does is to reduce the cortisol, which is a stress hormone in the body. And what they think it does is actually to calm the amygdala. So you just describe what some of the research actually says about it. So